Welcome to Being Humankind with your hosts Brian, Mike, and Neely. We explore what it means to be human in a time of disconnection.
Has the past year changed the way, well, the events of the past year changed the way that you value people?
Yeah. I think with my closest, actually, no, that's not even appropriate to say. My acquaintances and friends who, like near and far, I've gotten much closer to and formed deeper bonds with them. Uh, had it been 1,000 miles closer, I would have found myself up in Massachusetts a couple months ago. um, but I found myself going to places where COVID restrictions weren't as rough. It's like I decided on a Monday that my whole family was going to get in a van and we were going to drive to Virginia to see some folks and stay with a brother, fraternity brother, for the weekend. And then a month and a half later, I did the same thing and we drove down to Kansas. So I went down to see Alex and Yvette, and our kids all played and hung out. And it was incredible because I got to experience them more. Like usually, you go out, you stay with some friends or something, and every night is a different dinner. You go to a different restaurant. Man, we fired up pizza rolls, or we had a taco bar and then ate the leftovers for 2 days. I mean, it was like family, like just different. But the flip side of that coin is that I have seen and found like a dark side to my own ability to feel negatively towards certain people. Um, like, so because I found it, it's now like on the forefront of my mind, and I'm always questioning how I'm reacting to somebody that I immediately already want to punch in the face. Right? Like, you ever meet somebody and like immediately you just flash back to like high school when you like punched somebody right in the nose and their face exploded like a cherry tomato?
So, like a particular personality type?
Yeah, or just somebody who irks you the wrong way, like they come off like a total, jerk, um, or they're just so like they have an inability to be self-reflective to a point that it's like an ignorance, but a willingness to be ignorant and then to justify it by saying, everybody's different. You can't judge me. Yes, I can, and I will. um, I get in a lot of arguments that way with, you know, like I said, over the last 6 months, we've seen insane stuff with George Floyd protests, and now this whole insurrection incident at the Capitol, and people justifying it. Like when people think that the actions at the Capitol are reminiscent of the American Revolution, we have a ginormous problem. And the people who refuse to look and accept facts, regarding to whatever you want to show them, that like consistent, you know, it's like they're in a well and you're throwing them the rope and they say, yeah, cool. And then just set the rope on fire. Like, not only am I not climbing it, but I hate that you even reached out. I am who I am, you know, whatever. And you just, I don't know. There's those kind of personalities or whatever. And I find myself over this last year that, you know, I found myself having some really, you know, troubling thoughts about certain people, and not like I would hurt them or anything, just that I found that the level of disgust I have for a person grosses me out. Like, I'm so grossed out by this person, but realizing that I'm so grossed out with that person makes me feel grossed out by myself. So why am I, you know, and then it just comes down to, you know, maybe there's just the issue is probably that I expect other people to be, you know, as open and accepting of, you know, I can't even, society is in such a way that I can't even say accepting of facts, right? Because that's the other two-sided coin, right? Like, everybody always likes to say, you know, speak your truth. Speak your truth.
Well, maybe it also comes down to that whole part of how you're so willing to listen to someone else's side, but then there's this whole group of other people that are so unwilling to listen to other people's side, and it's so frustrating that it makes you feel sick. And then it's just this, it's like this perpetuating kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I can feel that for sure. I think that's probably it, you know, like the unwillingness, and I get agitated by it. You know, the old, I say old, is it old? You know, what is it? Like being stupid in the age of information is a choice, or something along those lines.
I think it's funny that when we actually think of like the age of information, we thought it was going to be this great thing. And then you found that people like purposely put wrong information in that age. You know, I don't think anybody planned for that originally, right?
Yeah. I think about it all the time as like, we didn't quite meet the expectation. My mom's Catholic, but she's also like kind of a new ager, which is where I get it from. And it's like like the age of Aquarius. I'm like, more like the age of Charlie Tuna. You know, this is not. We're not. I don't know. If there's, it's a struggle, I think, because people are, as much as certain folks hate the term woke, right? But people are certainly waking up in terms of understanding the broader picture, and understanding that there is a tremendous value about other people's perspectives that you have to understand and try to put yourself in those shoes. And if that changes your perspective, that's not only good, but it's better. It's a step in the right direction, because now you know. Now you know how that person feels. You know, you could form a better bond. You could have a better working relationship. I got my ear chewed off once, just once, from a really close friend and fraternity brother who called me to tell me how upset they were because I quoted on Facebook or Twitter or something, forget the golden rule, the platinum rule. Treat other people the way they want to be treated. Right? And they said I was being like anti-Christian, because that's throwing Jesus's rule away. You know, treat other people the way you want to be treated. But this is just a thing, you know, in business culture or psych culture, right? That I want to treat you the way you want to be treated, because that's with respect, I'm assuming. You know, if you think about like a good one today is gender identity. If you have a preferred pronoun, then I'll use it. I respect you, um, regardless of, you know, your orientation, race, sex, creed, whatever. Um, and so I want to treat you the way you want to be treated. Um, and I think there's like a really big value in that, but I'm not sure why people got so upset with me taking away. Like, I didn't take away the golden rule. I just said, you know, treat people the way they want to be treated, and, you know, solve some problems. But yeah, I digress. Sorry.
No, that's the whole point of this, is digressing.
Yeah.